So, good morning world. I am going to do a vlog today based on traveling and making sure that you can get back into routine once you get back home pretty swiftly. So I have chosen, I'm going back in time. So it's slightly different when you are going forwards in time because you kind of would eat less meals. If you are going back in time, you can either adjust your sleep schedule to align with where you're going, or you can obviously eat an extra meal. For me, I've just adjusted sleep time, so it basically meant that I got to have a 10.5 hour sleep, meaning that then I'm now going to start eating on UK time. I've selected flights that mean that I basically fly at around 10 p.m. UK time. I land at 6:45 a.m. UK time, meaning I get about a 9 hours sleep on the plane, and I will make sure that I sleep on the plane, meaning that I will wake up in the morning and I will be able to crack on with my day to be able to align back with UK time. So that is how I have adjusted things in terms of flights and choosing flights that are best for what I need. Sometimes, unfortunately, that doesn't happen, so you do need to have an extra meal if you do have to extend your day. And you do have to ensure that you take some meals with you just in case anything in terms of flights do get adjusted. I am in the off season and I'm still making sure that happens. So if you are in the off season or you're in prep and you don't make sure that happens, what are you doing as a bodybuilder? Anyway, it also means that tomorrow when I land, usually my work time would be around 5:30 a.m. This is my check-in times, to around 8 a.m. So I will still do some work when I land and when I'm in the taxi, but I've asked all my clients to check in a little bit earlier. So that basically means that my Wednesday and Thursday check-ins have now all been completed, bar a few that have still got left to check in, as well as my daily check-ins that I've got for people who are still competing at the moment / are very close after their competition. So right now it is 7 a.m. UK time, which is my steps time. So I'm going to go and do some steps outside now before I have my first meal, which will be at 8 a.m. / 8:15 a.m., which is my usual meal one time. The only thing that I'm going to do differently today is eat after, or train after meal 2, which I usually train after meal 3 at home, but it just means that I can get back here, sort out and make sure all of my packing is done, ready for me to be able to head to the airport at the time that I need to make sure that I'm there on time. But I'll take you along for the day, and hopefully it's a good little bit of education for you. If you are someone who struggles to drink all of your water in the day, make sure that you get some bottles, even if you reuse them, even though I wouldn't recommend it. Make sure that you kind of use them and get them mapped out already. I've already had pretty much 1.5 litres this morning whilst working alongside a coffee. And then I have my intra workouts and the extra little bit of water that I need to have for my day. So if you struggle with getting your water in, do that. So as said with timings, it is now 8:15 a.m. in the UK, which is my usual breakfast time for a pull day. And I'm just about to have my breakfast, which is 150 grams of sourdough bread, 5 grams of ghee, 225 grams of egg whites, 50 grams of vegetables, 2 whole eggs, and 100 grams of blueberries. Right, so ignore the water on my top, I just splashed it. Kerry, if you're watching this, yes, this is your jumper. You let me borrow it, so I'm using it because I'm a bit cold. So, second meal, which is at 10:15 a.m. UK time, meaning I'm going to train at about 11:30-ish, giving me like 1 hour and 15 until my meal. As I said, I'm training a bit earlier so that I can get to the airport at the right time, which is for pull day, 100 grams of rice, 125 grams of turkey, 75 grams of mixed vegetables, and 100 grams worth of pineapple. So I'm going to eat that now, and we're going to be ready to rock and roll for the gym. Okay, so just got home from the gym. It is 2:30 UK time, which is bang on time for post-workout meal after, if I was to have trained after 2 meals, which I have today. I am just gonna have my post-workout meal. That is my last density day at Dungeon. Great session. Andrew Jack was there, which is nice to see him in a proper gym compared to Banus. Hopefully he gets after it and gets even bigger than what he was, and hopefully fulfills his potential. But this post-workout is obviously bigger than my usual upper body day post-workout. So it's 115 grams of cream of rice, trained by JP, of course. Use my code MEG10 to be able to get money off. 150 grams of raspberries. 40 grams of whey isolate, again from trained by JP. This is the white chocolate coconut one, and then 10 grams worth of gluten-free cereal, just because I like a little bit of texture rather than it just being cream of rice. I like texture always. Anyway, I'm gonna eat that. I've got a little bit of work to do. I'm actually gonna go and get a massage, then I'm gonna have a shower and wash my hair so that I don't get off the plane feeling super mean tomorrow. And yeah, that is it. Definitely prepared well up till now. Who knows, travel's always different, isn't it? So that you can see the beauty of the post-workout. So 4 p.m. UK time, normal time for food, and it is 225 grams of potatoes, 125 grams of venison, 100 grams of veg, and 100 grams of pineapple. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna get stuck into it, and I'm gonna have my shower. Second to last meal is 50 grams of rice, 10 grams of sauce, always just 10 grams of sauce, always low sodium sauce, so that I can always keep my sodium the same. 50 grams of veg, 25 grams of avocado, 100 grams of veg. And that is my meal.
Nice view.
So, I am home. And for all those that requested rest day, cute day outfits, this is definitely one from Zara. It's almost like a tartan plaid skirt, which is a little bit like a kilt, alongside a matching top. As you can tell, I've had a wash. I look a little bit less groggy and pre-flight and post-flight. The last meal that you saw was at 8:30 UK time, which is actually 30 minutes post my usual meal time, but it would have meant that I would have had to have fasted for a very long time before going to sleep because of the flight time. It would have meant like I would have eaten for 2 hours and then gone to sleep, which might not seem a lot for some people who are normal folk, but when you're a bodybuilder and when you post-show, especially because it's only 5.5 weeks, I do like to eat a little bit closer to bedtime because it tends to be what helps my sleep be okay. The flight was good, ish. It was smooth, which is fine. So I was happy with that. However, there was someone being sick 2 rows behind me, actually vomiting, and if you know me, which I mean none of you guys do really, I actually hate people being sick. It's one of my biggest phobias, so trying to get to sleep, I even put the earplugs in and the noise cancelling headphones, and it still wasn't drowning it out. So my sleep was not the best. My sleep was actually a 35 on my aura, so I feel fab today, if anybody knows what the scores of the aura mean. Anyway, all of the unpacking is done. I am currently going out with Cuba. I'm going to go and drop off my car because it needs to have some bits with its MOT done, which was supposed to have been done whilst I was away, but it hasn't. That is my not impressed voice. Just kidding. Busy lives sometimes mean that things don't get done when they're less of a priority. Anyway, time to do that. and then it'll be time for last few meals before bedtime. But that was my travel vlog. That is how I got back into UK time, being a few hours ahead, how I managed travel times, and now settled into routine and feel pretty good for the time of day that it is now, which it would be compared to what it is in Dubai. I don't like feel ready for bed. I feel pretty normal for kind of 4 PM UK time, so all great. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll be back again.